never know how real these stories are. They're always in newspapers that later in the year will run the "you can't say Christmas anymore" story while saying Christmas in the headline. At Christmas time, while "I wish it could be Christmas every day" plays in the background, you can say Christmas. But there's another list of words that we're told not to use. And this one is a big pile of, hang on, I better check. It's not on there. But that's what's been in the news. Whew. The Daily Mail said, tourism quango tells guides to say non-disabled instead of able-bodied because the term perpetuates harmful stereotypes. And can I just say, as a member of the non-disabled community, thank you. Because being called able-bodied wasn't right. I'm middle-aged, and so it's not as able as it used to be. The label was putting me under pressure, like sometimes in the middle of the night. I can't actually... What's that? It's not about me. You sure? Okay, so I reread the story. It's Visit Britain, the national tourism agency for the UK, has issued advice for tour guides on phrases to avoid. The headlines all go with don't say able-bodied, say non-disabled one. And I remember back in the 1980s, we kind of already clocked that things like able-bodied was a bit off. It's kind of rubbing it in. And we didn't spot much back in the 80s. In the 80s, we had children's sweets shaped like cigarettes. And you do not want to know what was printed on our jam jars. So the fact we'd spotted this tells you something. And let's remember, able-bodied started off as the nicer way of saying what people in the 70s would have said. In the 80s, bless us, we thought the nicer way to say it was the term differently abled, which is patronising and also kind of how you describe the X-Men. But the suggestion that the better phrase is non-disabled is silly. You're defining people by what they don't have. You'll be there all day. It's like theoretically an infinite list. Introducing yourself on a Zoom work call would take ages.
Hi, I'm Steve. I'm a non-disabled, non-celiac, non-asthmatic, non-astigmatic, non-stigmatic, non-slip disc haver, non-gout sufferer,
You get the point. A search online will show you that all of these word swaps are taken from gov.uk's Inclusive Language Guide. And for anyone who wants a quick read, section 1.1 is on collective terms. And hands up if, like me, you were expecting collective nouns. It's not that, like a murder of crows. What would the collective noun for 3 or more disabled people be? Please do not put your suggestions in the comment sections. Please. No, section 1.1 is advice on avoiding medical labels. We were told to always read the labels. Is gov.uk trying to kill us? They've got terms to avoid and the better ones to use. And some of them make a lot of sense, like avoid wheelchair bound, use wheelchair user. I mean, that one makes a lot of sense because they use wheelchairs. They're not actually bound to them. Do you know how gravity works? Yeah. Avoid the blind and use people with visual impairments. I mean, they don't even mean the same thing. So yeah, the oversimplification would be problematic. Elsewhere on the list, don't say epileptic, diabetic, depressive, and so on. And I think with that, the most offensive bit is "and so on." We get it. You think they've got a lot of complaints. In the 80s, someone would have said, if you were a racehorse, they'd have shot you. It's a rough decade, man. They also have don't say fits, spells, and attacks. Say seizures. So I look forward to hearing tomorrow's weather, some showers followed by sunny seizures. And I know this all means well, but it's a swing and a miss, isn't it? Oh, by the way, section 3, they inadvertently do the patronise, that means to talk down to joke at the top on a government website. Brilliant. But it's not like the words have been actually banned. There's no word police to shut you down. It's a guide for tour guides. So I'm not even sure what kind of tour you're running if you use these terms a lot. And on your left, you can see where the people with different abilities to walk to the shops park. You are going to get people asking for the money back. But there are other organisations that do tell people what to say. The National Institute of Health and Care Excellence, nice, has banned a series of seemingly inoffensive words in their latest version of Inclusive Language Guide. I like this one. The don't say smoker, say people who smoke. Because I guarantee you, no one has ever said, do you mind not calling me a smoker? I'm a person who smokes. Now I'm going to go and sit in the smoker's lounge and not moan about that. And it's not all traffic in one direction. There's a police force that has said it's scrapping rules that banned officers from saying things like black sheep. I don't know about this one. That nursery rhyme is the most racially offensive thing I've ever seen. No, think about it. What does he say when he's asked if he's got any wool? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's like something Tarantino would have directed. And who's one of the bags for? The master. Disgraceful. Ban it. I want to see it banned. Get it banned.